how you did in your examination. Though I think most of you have actually copied down from the standard books or standard notes, but it was not the flavor of examination. But anyway, I think only few days back your examination is over, and normally it is not good enough to come to the class. And still 23rd January is 26th January is a lot of holidays, and the back end of the January also, and too much cold, too much raining, all these things are there. But anyway, you have to go along with this thing, along with COVID and its others diseases and etc. Anyway, I think how many have been joined? Proti Das, who is he? So I think you have almost in this section about 70 odd students, but only 29 present. So what actually I was thinking that if we can take a combined class, both section A and section B, if I can take, is it possible to take the combined class? Hello?
Yes, sir.
আমার দুটো খাতা আছে না, আমার আসলে মাঝখানটা খুব শরীরটা খারাপ হয়ে গেছিল, আমি ওই রেস্ট নিয়েছিলাম আর কি কোয়ারেন্টাইনে থেকে থেকে, যার জন্য না ঠিক আমি কালকে যাব, কাল পরশু যাচ্ছি, মানে কালকে হবে না, পরশু দিন আমি অফিসে যাব, আমি সোমবার দিন পেয়ে যাবেন, যদি না পান আমি দিয়ে দিয়ে আসবো, ঠিক আছে? ঠিক আছে ঠিক আছে, আমি বলে দেবো আপনার এইটাই তো নাম্বার, এছাড়া আর কোনো নাম্বার? হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, আমি ঠিক আছে, আমার আসলে বয়স হয়েছে তো, শরীরটা খারাপ ছিল, যার জন্য আমি ঠিক আছে, আমার একটা খাতা দেখা বাকি আছে, একটুখানি বাকি আছে, আমি খাতাটা দেখে আপনাকে দিয়ে দেবো। হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, সোমবার দিন একবার ফোন করুন, সোমবার দিন একবার ফোন করুন। আমি ভেবেছিলাম খাতাটা বাড়িতে নিয়ে আসবো, কিন্তু এটা তো একটা কনফিডেন্সিয়াল জিনিস, সেই জন্য আমি আর নিয়ে আসিনি, অফিসেই দেখছিলাম। তা অফিসে তো এখন আর যাওয়া যাচ্ছে না বিকজ অফ কোভিড সিচুয়েশন। আমি যেদিনকে নেক্সট দিন যাব খাতাটা নিয়ে আসবো, আমার একটুখানি বাকি আছে, ওকে হয়ে যাবে, ঠিক আছে? হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, ঠিক আছে ঠিক আছে। আসলে আপনাদের তো শুধু নয়, ইউপিএসসির পরীক্ষারও কোশ্চেন, আইএসসির পরীক্ষাও আমার আছে আর কি, মানে ইন্ডিয়ান ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং সার্ভিস, ওরও পরীক্ষার কোশ্চেন, এত এসব চাপের মধ্যে পড়ে গেছি, আর আমি খুব একটা না সরগরও নয় এইসব অনলাইন সিস্টেম। হ্যাঁ, খুব অসুবিধা হচ্ছে, চাকরি ছেড়েও দিতে পারছি না রিটার্ন না করলে। ঠিক আছে স্যার, আমি So I'm now starting the presentation regarding the hydrology class. Basically, it covers under water resources engineering. And what is actually water resources engineering? Water resources engineering actually all are related with water. Water resources engineering basically covers all kind of water related materials. Water related materials means that water we consider as a resource. We consider water is our resource. Resource means which can give you some economical aspect, which can give you some profit margin, which you can earn on that particular things. You can do many things with resources: mineral resources, coal resources, human resources, also human brain resources. Similarly, water is considered as a resources. Why? Because through water we can generate hydroelectric power, we can sell the power, and we can light our lamps, etc. And also we can control our river water stream, its channel, its direction, and we can construct dams, barrage, and we can distribute water during the summer season. So these are known as hydraulic structures. A lot of hydraulic structures are there in the water resources engineering, and that also you have to learn it. And also water we use for drinking purpose. Water we have to take it from river and we can distribute it to the community for drinking water purpose. And water also we use for irrigation purpose. Bulk amount of water is used for irrigation purpose for production of crops in agricultural field. And apart from that, water is also used for your industry, for industrial product, thermal power plant, etc. So various uses of water is there, and anywhere, wherever the water is there, we can earn money. And you know the mineral water also fetching some money. So naturally, you have to know this subject, this water subjects, water resources subjects. Actually, in water resources subject, there are hydraulics, there are hydrology, there are geology, there are chemistry, there are physics, there are mathematics, statistics, and also civil engineering structures. All kind of structural components are also there. And that is why engineering hydrology, hydraulic structure, distributions, irrigation engineering, and all are included under water resources engineering. Now, earlier, this water resources engineering not used to teach or used to learn as a composite one. Now you are the one subject, water resources engineering, but not, it is not a composite subject. It was not a composite subject. Nowadays it is a composite subject. Composite subject means everything is there here. So in this semester you will only learn the hydrological aspect of the water. Hydrological aspect means where it starts, actually where it starts. Now any water droplets starts from somewhere else and finish it up ultimately again where from it is started. It will go back, it will come back. Now water droplets, actually it is found in many water resources areas. That means say natural water resources areas, that means say ocean, pond, river, canals. All these areas are nothing but it is a water storage area. Now from that water storage area, because of solar energy, water evaporates. And water will go towards the top because of it becomes lighter. And it will go to the top. It will go to the atmosphere. Now when it will go to the atmosphere, then what will happen? The water vapor will directly go towards the atmosphere. Now when it will go to the atmosphere, then what will happen? It forms cloud. It forms waterfront. It forms some cyclones. It comes depressions, all kind of phenomena. And then what will happen when it will go to the top atmosphere top, and then what will happen? It will become cooler and cooler. It will condensate, and then it will get cooled. Now when it get cooled, then what will happen? Its specific gravity will increase. It will find some droplets of ice, droplets of say water molecules higher, and also its frozen. Sometimes we add it. Then when the sun will come, then it will be melted and comes as a precipitate. That is known as snow. That is known as sleet. That is actually hails are coming into the earth. Sometime before forming this frozen portion, then water actually condensate and it will form cloud, and because of some humidity and pressure condition, again it will come as a high amount of droplets of water, and that is we called as rain. So rainwater basically our one form of other, I should say, the source of our water getting from the natural environment. From the natural environment we are getting water naturally, that is the rainwater. Apart from rainwater, some other kind of water droplets are coming into the earth. All are included in one term that is called as precipitation. All are known as precipitation. Precipitation basically the for all kind of rainwater or rain droplets or water droplets coming into the earth surface, after condensation of water vapor at the upper atmosphere. So after condensation of the upper atmosphere, whatever the water droplet comes into the water, that is actually basically the precipitation of different form. Now anywhere if you go to the bank, then what you will get, you will earn some money, you deposit some money, and that money will increase by interest. So that will be your deposition, and expenditure will be your regular expenditure from the accumulated money, the fixed one plus interest one. Here also, whatever the water you are getting from the atmosphere, that is the inlet source of water into the earth surface. So that is your resources actually. Your water resources means here whatever the water you are getting into the atmosphere, into the earth surface from the atmosphere. From the atmosphere, whatever water you are getting, that is your input. That is your resources. Now you have to expend it. How you will spend it? Because there will be some natural losses. There will be some natural losses. Natural losses means what? Again, some part of water, whatever you have got, that will be evaporated out. That will be come out again to the atmosphere. Now what will happen? Some part of water will be infiltrated. That will go down below the ground. Some part of water will go below the ground. So what happens actually? You cannot see, you cannot measure how much precipitation actually you have got it. So that will be your loss. And then also the water will come out through evapotranspiration. Evapotranspiration means actually through the plant surface. Plants are grown at the top of the earth. Now plants will require water. They will absorb water molecules from their root system, and they will evaporate out through their stomata, through their leaves. So naturally some water will be lost also. So, and some water will be stored on the depression ground. Wherever the low ditches are there, when you will go down, when you will pass through railway line, you will find that in the left hand side you will find lot of, left hand and right hand side also, you will find lot of ditches, lot of depressed area, lot of depression point. There rainwater will come down, and there it will be stored, but you will not fetch it, you will not get it for your regular use. But that is known as wetland system, wetland areas. So there also it will be stored. So whatever the amount, X amount you are getting from the atmosphere, so minus there will be some delta X amount to be gone away. That will come as a loss. So naturally, what happens actually? This water and hydrology is that particular. Now this whatever I have told in the closed cycle, it is known as hydrological cycle or water cycle. 1 or 2 minutes back, after that I will just show you the water cycle, hydrological cycle. But before that, I'm trying to continue my statement that whatever water you are getting into the earth, that is your precipitation in different form, that is your input. And whatever water is lost due to evaporation, due to evapotranspiration, due to say infiltration through the ground, through the depression storage, all kind of losses will come as a losses side, that is the right hand side. Now hydrology actually basically indicates you how the balancing can be done, how the balance, what will be the balance. Now you see you are getting too much precipitation, but there is no consumptive use, there is no consumptions, only you are receiving water. Then what will happen? When you will get the only water and you are not spending that amount, naturally it will be accumulated, and when it will be accumulated, there is a chance of flooding. So there will be chance of flooding, and somewhere you are not supplying water. Somewhere the water distribution, water droplets are in such a way, somewhere you are getting more than adequate water, somewhere you are not getting any single drop of water. So as an engineer, what will be your challenge? Your challenge would be, you see, your challenge will be that how you can capture all water, store it properly, so that there will be no flood. There will be no flood. That means no excess water, or even the excess water is there, then it will be very little amount. And during the drought period, during the sukha morsum, that means during the dry season, you can use this water. You can use this water for irrigation and also some other purposes. So that is the objective actually. Now, as I told you that the water resources engineering, one part is hydrology, another part is hydraulic structure, making dams, construction of dams, barrage, and different type of other associated structure, irrigation engineering, associated irrigation structures, and also your groundwater system, transportation of water from one place to another place, and water power. All this actually included in the water resources engineering, and that is why in your under the broad name of that particular subject, water resources engineering, there are 2 or 3 semester courses, and if you can also take as an elective subject, you can go for honors subject. All these places, the scope of hydrology, advanced hydrology, or hydrological subject in a detailed way, when a water resources engineering in a detailed way. Now you will study hydrology. Then after hydrology, you will go for irrigation engineering. That is also application of hydrology. And then also you go for hydraulic structure. All these things are included in your water resources engineering. Now, from my scope is very limited. I will only teach you some part of hydrology. Hydrology, actually, the hydrology, if you just go for the definition of the hydrology, regarding the definition of the definition of the hydrology, it is nothing but it is the occurrence of water in the earth. It is the distribution of the water in the earth, and how you are tackling, how you are balancing between these two. And that is why all these things are there. Natural science is there, nature science is there, climatology is there, and also your disasters management is also there, geology is there, chemistry, hydraulics, everything is included in this. Fluid mechanics, soil mechanics, all these core mathematics, many things are required for studying the hydrology. I do not know how much interest you will get in the hydrology, but if you study in proper way, I think you will get good interest in this hydrological, this water resources subject, especially the first part is hydrology. So this is now in hydrological subject, basically there are 2 aspects. There are 2 aspects actually. There are 2 aspects. One aspect is actually the surface water hydrology. Surface water hydrology means actually whenever water droplets comes down into the earth, then what happens? It will flow. It will flow from the mountain to the plain land. That means it tries to again try to go back to the ocean. Ocean is its matribhumi. Ocean is its actually production source, where from it is produced, and then again by natural process it tries to come back to the ocean. So when it tries to come back into the ocean, naturally large surface is there, large land surface is there, and through this land surface the water flows, come down. So that is called surface drainage system or surface water system, or that is the surface hydrology system. So surface hydrology system actually deals with hydrology actually deals with all kind of river system, all kind of flood control system, distribution system, dams, reservoirs, collection of the water, intakes. All these things are pertaining to your surface water, along with the surface runoff and drainage system. That is the surface runoff. And that just I told you that a portion of water will go down to the deeper position of the earth, and that is called groundwater hydrology. So groundwater is a movement of the water through the ground, how the water moves from the groundwater, how beneath the surface of the earth, which is known as subsurface water. water we are getting at the top of the earth, that is called surface water, and water we get it also below the earth, that is called as subsurface water. Now subsurface water moves by the action of or following the equation of Darcy. So Darcy equation, if you just read properly, then there actually groundwater movement is there by head loss method, by Bernoulli's equation application. Then you can develop some equation pertaining to the head loss when it pass through the below the ground. So that is there. So now I'm just trying to show you some of the important aspect of the hydrological cycle. Yes.
Yes, sir, visible. The subsurface water means the groundwater level, that is groundwater reservoir, that is what?
Subsurface water, I'm just telling you. Maybe I can show you when I will show you the slide presentation. Let us see whether it is there or not. I will also show a few more slides. The first slide actually corresponding to the hydrological cycle. I have told you that what is, can you see?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I'm just showing you the hydrological cycle first. Hydrological cycle is basically the cycle, the starting end of the starting point of a water droplets. It will go to the atmosphere and then again it will come back. Now, while starting, that means while it will produce, maybe in some ocean, maybe some river, etc. But it will travel at the top, and then where it will go and where it will fall, nobody can predict. That means, say, water you are getting now through cyclonic weather or some other kind of weather, or monsoon season, you are getting water. Plenty of water you can get it in our West Bengal, in our India. Water may be formed at Pakistan, Arabian Sea, or water may be formed at Atlantic Ocean. Water may be formed at Pacific Ocean. Water may be formed near the Australian coast, Indonesian coast. But after formation of cloud, it comes here. You cannot stop it, the cloud. You cannot put your cloud. You cannot capture cloud. So cloud will flow, cloud will come, cloud will blow, cloud will move. And then after getting the suitable environmental condition, when it picks up the suitable environmental condition, or when it will enter into suitable environmental condition, then it will condensate and fall. So the falling of rain may be on the top of Pakistan, it falling maybe India, maybe top of the Sri Lanka, maybe Bangladesh, maybe anywhere else. So but basically it is water droplets. So basically it is water droplet, it forms somewhere else, but it ultimately reaches to the earth. So this is the beauty of the water droplets flowing. This is called cycle. You should not think that the water which is formed, say near Bay of Bengal, will come down always to the West Bengal or to India. It is not like that. Water may formed in Bay of Bengal, but it may go to some other countries also by in form of front, and it will come. So this is one aspect of surface water, from cloud formation and getting the water at the surface. That is called surface water, surface runoff. Another water which I was talking about, that is the groundwater. Now, what actually groundwater? Groundwater, as I told you, that these water droplets will fall down to the earth, and then after falling into the on the top of the earth, a part of this volume of that particular water will infiltrate. It will percolate down through the soil media, soil strata, and it will store on the top of the some media, or within the some media, that is the porous media below the earth surface, some porous media below the earth surface. So these porous media will be filled up with water. The void spaces of the porous media will be filled up with the water, and that is known as aquifer. That is known as aquifer. Two types of aquifers are observed. One is known as confined, another is known as unconfined aquifer. There are some other aquifers, small aquifers are there, parched aquifer, leaky aquifer, water table aquifer. All these things are there. But basically, aquifer are water bearing stratum below the ground. So what happens actually, since the water is there below the ground, so water will flow now, because at certain end the pressure will increase. Water hydraulic pressure will increase, and it will try to flow and down to the lower gradient. Because it is in the higher potential, it will go to the lower gradient, lower hydraulic pressure point. So naturally, what will happen? There will be flow of water. That flow is known as groundwater flow. Now, groundwater flow, various mathematics, various equation, research problems, master problems, and also it is going on. Various types of researches are going on under water resources engineering department or lab, and in our country and outside India, different NITs, IITs, ISC Bangalore, big professors are there, reputed professors are there, reputed scientists are there who are involved actually with these water resources modeling, groundwater modeling, etc. So that things are there, very interesting subject. And nowadays another area has been come up as a research area, that is called geo-environmental problem, geo-environmental research. Two aspects actually, geo-environmental aspect. One is actually how the water is flowing through the soil, that modeling aspect, and also the regional basis as well as world basis, global basis, and also local basis, how the water is being transported from one end to another. Very interesting, but difficult also, naturally. And also the hydrology of avalanches. Hydrology of avalanches, this is also related to the upper area, Himalayan area. In the Himalayan area, a lot of erosion taken place. The ice is melting there, and naturally there are a lot of avalanches, and so these avalanches are actually lead to some water resources problem, and that also comes included into the water resources engineering, hydrological science. And also another part of the protection of the environment, protection of the storage of the water, and protecting the extra water from flood and other hydraulic structures. That is also another part of the hydrology. And groundwater hydrology basically deals with the movement of the water below the earth, movements of the water, and how much water you can draw it off from the ground surface, for underground surface. That means how much water is fetchable, how much water is extractable from the below the earth. That is also another part, another equation, model equation aspect, environmental aspects. And another important surface hydrology come groundwater hydrology, that is there, that is called that minimum environmental flow. How much minimum flow should be required in a river? Most of the river you will find dry. That means non-perennial river. Only during the monsoon period you are getting water. Other time you are not getting water, but few rivers are there where you can get some water, some not good quantity of water, but you will get water. So that part, that is known as the minimum amount of water should be required for a river, and how much statistical analysis is there for a particular river regarding the groundwater and surface water flow. So that engineering flow, or that minimum hydraulic flow in a particular river, that is also comes under the hydrological subject. So these are the different scopes of the subject. So naturally your objective is to study the science of the water. You have to study the groundwater hydrology, surface water hydrology, so that you can protect flood, you can protect the water environment, you can protect the society, cities from devastating flood, and also you can restore the human community by supplying water at proper time during the drought season in the agricultural system. But knowledge of statistics, knowledge of physics, knowledge of geology, knowledge of civil engineering, knowledge of environmental science, natural science, calamity science, all these things are required for water resources engineering. It is not so easy. I don't think that it is a very easy subject. But anyway, you have to try and you have to go through. If you like, then you can continue. Okay, but there are a lot of scopes in research line. That I can say that those who are willing to go for research line, in Indian context, say ISC Bangalore, IIT, different IITs, IIT Bombay, IIT Kanpur, IIT Kharagpur, IIT Roorkee, all these places are very good for their water resources system. And also in the abroad, foreign country, University of Texas, very good, and University of Florida also. There are a lot of natural calamity takes place, and they are still in working about this water resources system. That is there. But one thing I can tell that if you are interested for research line and you want to go for some education, more education, higher education, if you want to study further, and if you want to develop some equation, if you want to do some new work, familiar with work, and if you want to publish some paper, and that paper will read by or will touch some hands of the common people or common scientists or various good journals, then one kind of satisfaction is there. Naturally, one kind of satisfaction is there because your name will be spread out and you will get honored, feeling honored, and also you will get honored, and you will be really getting some kind of happiness. But one thing I can also say, if you want to go through this line, through this area, then there is no guarantee of getting good amount of money. So you have to select one course. Either you have to run after money, and run after money nowadays is very difficult also because the job prospect is becoming squeezing. Even in the teaching lines, lot of study centers are there, lot of coaching centers are there. One big name is Byju's, and others are also there. They are opening up the online class program, online, all these things. So they are making slides, they are doing all these things. So I think that regular basis basis teaching is not necessary. And you will find that after 10 years or so, Jadavpur University also become a coaching institute. Only some people will be here. They will make slides and all that, and they will just throw into the internet system. And many people will come and will give their some good amount of fees for conducting this, for taking and also conducting these online classes. So that is there. But if somebody can come out with mental force that no, I will go for higher study, I will go for IITs, I will go for ISC, I will go for foreign country, I will go abroad doing research and all that, I can say personally, I can say very honestly, I'm telling, I have no benefit out of this. I will not get any single pie because I will be retired after 1.5 years. So naturally, there will be no benefit in my side. But I will tell water resources engineering, especially groundwater hydrology and some other aspects of the water, climate change is science. Science of climate change and effect of water resources system. That is the new topic, or that is the new area of the research. Because if you want to save your art, then hydrology is must. Hydrology comes first. And naturally, the lot of researches work are going on. Previously, there was no good research. Nowadays, very good research work is there. So if you want to go for research line, higher study line, this area is one of the very upcoming and prospective area. Though in structural subject also some area is still there, but in structure there is saturated, very new area, dimensional work, very difficult to get it, very difficult. Only you have to go for some mathematical application in the structural engineering research, nothing more. No materials, nothing will be there in the, everything has been already discovered. In environmental engineering line also, almost this is saturated. No, only management aspect, some work is going on, but in water resources engineering, lot of scopes are there. I'm not, it is not like that I'm just teaching you the water resources engineering a part, and I'm just boasting some kind of water resources subject for to take it in future. I'm just telling that it's a good subject, interesting subject. I do not know how much I can give you to give it to you during this condition. Had it been an offline, I could have been, I could explain you in a better way. Anyway, I'm taking the slide from the others and trying to explain you as far as possible regarding the hydrology. Our syllabus is actually based on two things. That is syllabus for your semester. One part will be the surface hydrology. Surface hydrology includes hydrological cycle. Today, actually, I will discuss some of the parts of the hydrological cycle. Otherwise, I cannot enter into my topics. So, Professor Madam Tumpa Hajra will take hydrological cycle, and then she will take the rainfall measurement, different different precipitation aspect, and then rainfall measurement, and then she will go for some portion of groundwater hydrology, some small portion of groundwater hydrology, infiltration, evaporation, transpirations, all these things she will take. And so her syllabus will be large syllabus, and myself, I will take 1 মিনিট ধরো তোমরা, ইম্পর্টেন্ট ফোন এসছে। হ্যাঁ বলুন সৌমদা। হ্যাঁ, আপনি দেখিয়েছিলেন, আপনি শো করেছিলেন। হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, হুম। হ্যাঁ, দু রকম হয়, ওই পিচটা পাওয়া যায় না, হোয়াইটটা পাওয়া যায়।
Sir, your voice is breaking.
না, I'm just telling you, just wait for 2 minutes, okay?
Oh, sorry. Okay.
I'm just talking to some portion.
Okay, sir.
Now again I have come back. Hydrological cycle. Actually now I'm yes. ঠিক আছে, you just wait for a few minutes, 10 minutes. Within 10 minutes I will finish it off. Okay, 10 minutes or 5 minutes actually. Just I am showing the hydrological cycle. Now I have told that the madam will take the surface thing, mainly the first part of the hydrological cycle. Myself I will take surface runoff, measurement of water in stream measurement, stream flow measurement, and also I will take the flood portion, estimation of flood, estimation of runoff, control of floods. These will be my topics, and rest of the portion will be taken by the madam. And now I'm just very hardly I'm just showing the elements of the hydrological cycle. So it is a basically distribution and movement of water between the earth and atmosphere. Continuous circulation of water between the oceans, atmosphere, vegetation and land. You see, this is the hydrological cycle. Now, if I start from here, from the ocean actually, the water droplet starts to evaporate because of the sun's energy, because of the sun rays, and then it will go up, and evaporation takes place and followed by precipitation. This precipitation will again come back to the ocean, and some portion of the condensation will go to the land side, and there condensate and precipitate will a various form of it, and the ice and snow which will be formed in the upper atmosphere, that will be also melted, that will also go out, and then again it will condensate, that will again come out, and it will also store various surface hydrosphere system. হ্যাঁ শিবনাথ বল। হ্যাঁ চলছে, আমি পরে একটু কথা বলবো, একটা ক্লাস নিচ্ছি, ক্লাসটা নিয়ে আমি ফোন করছি। আমার খাতা হয়ে গেছে দেখা, আমি খালি লোড করতে পারিনি। খাতা বলা সব দেখা আছে, লোড খালি করে দিতে হবে। হ্যাঁ 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 আজকেই করে দেবো, রাত্রিরে করে দেবো। ওকে ওকে, নো প্রবলেম। ওকে হ্যাঁ। Acha. Now what happens actually after precipitation, a part of water, now you can see that part of water will go down through infiltration system to the groundwater system, and in the groundwater water will store, and some part of groundwater will again go towards the ocean side, toward the lower depression side. In this way the water particles moves from one place to another particles. So there is input and there will be store and there will be transfer. This is the basic philosophy of hydrological cycle. This is the cycle balance. Now you see water cycle in balance. That means if it is in steady state condition, it is under equilibrium state condition. So amount of inflow must be equal to the amount of outflow. That means conservation of water energy, conservation of water. But sometimes it is not possible because there are a lot of irregular distribution of water in various surfaces. Now you can see that flood occurs because of excess rain. And you see this is the surface layer, matir kache kache, earth surface, and just below the top of the earth, that is called as zone of aeration. Zone of aeration means actually it contains air. Pores of the soil contains air, and that is why it is known as zone of aeration. But some part of aeration, zone of aeration contains some water, but that is not regular water or not farm water. It is a moisture, soil moisture, and plants roots are taking the water from this moisture zone, from the zone of aeration. And then there is a table, water table. There is a permanent table or continuous table, firm table of water is there, that is known as water table. And below the water table, zone of saturation. Now actually your groundwater hydrology only deal with these saturation waters and zone of saturation, no other things. And we deal mainly on the groundwater hydrology, the zone of saturation. So it is a closed system. Water moves from one place to another, and it will continuously recycling. And there are a lot of phenomenon takes place: evaporations, precipitations, infiltrations, and sun energy is involved for getting the water vapor, and human inputs to the cycle. You see, it is a closed system, just I told, natural balance. But human activities have potential to lead to the changes of this balance. So this balance will be changed, because if you store water in a dam, so that particular area, huge amount of evaporation will take place. So you cannot count properly, you cannot estimate how much evaporation will take place. And when the excess rain is there, naturally there is a chance of flooding. You have to control that excess rain. Either you have to divert it, or you have to store it, or you have to control the river system by maintaining some by constructing some dams, barrage, hydraulic structure, etc. And hydrological cycle, you have to estimate also the rainfall properly. You have to know how the rainfall is estimated, how the total quantity of rainfall can be estimated in a particular region. So regional rainfall, now you see the rain is again coming, the cyclone is coming, depression is coming. All this natural phenomena comes under the hydrology, and human activity, global water change, global changes, global warming, all these things, greenhouse effect, all these things are also making some contribution for changing this water cycle. And you see here is a variety of impacts, human impacts: generation of electricity, hydroelectric power station and reservoir. So I have already told, that is the resources. We store water in a elevated point, where from we can generate water power. But there will be an impact, because the downstream river will not get the water, so water mindering will occur. So river hydrology, river surface will be changed, and there will be a lot of mindering, lot of downstream flooding, many problem will encounter because of the natural system. But if you can construct them, then agricultural practice ranging from irrigation to plowing, everywhere you can use this water. Large amount of water vapors released into the atmosphere from the industrial activity. In industrial activity, amount of water vapor, if you know the cooling water circuit, any industry, say big thermal power plant, there are some cooling towers are there. When cooling towers are there, from the cooling tower, lot of steams are generated, lot of water vapors generated, and that also contribute to the upper atmospheric surface. Mining activity, you know, the coal excavation, coal mining, and other mining also, other kind of ore mining. And due to this, what happens actually, some groundwater you can use it, and that groundwater also will come from the natural mining site, or just actually you are using the groundwater, and that alters actually all kind of changes. Naturally, ecological part also changes. So these are the different consequences. We are doing lot of activities, and then increases space available from the groundwater storage, that decreases the discharge in the channel and may impact the aquatic life. Now some water, এগুলো অনেক বড় মানে ডিসকাশনের আছে, আমি ডিসকাশন অত বড় করতে চাইছি না. There are a lot of discussion can be done for this kind of aspect, this kind of changes, environmental impact also. Now water, actually you are getting lot of alkaline water, lot of huge amount of saline water, huge amount of arsenic containing water. Why? Because water is coming from the top and it is going down to the deeper region of the groundwater, because we are extracting, we are lifting the groundwater. So naturally voids are created. That voids are filled up with some upper area water. So upper area, they are not getting water, because everything is coming down to the downstream side, and downstream is actually getting the water containing lot of pollutants. So that is the consequences. And if the transpiration loss is decreases and increases the runoff, soil will also go out. Soil also will be eroded out. It will erode, and soil surface will erode. And not only that, it will clog the all kind of channels, river channels. All soil will go now towards the river and as a result, turbidity will increase. As a result, the suspended loads will increase, and the river bottom actually full of solids, and dredging will be required frequently. So that is the consequence of the groundwater system because of man's human impact. And also it will lead to the flooding, because naturally if siltation is there, naturally the water load will be increases. It will not carry the channel, the river channel cannot carry the proper water load because of deposition of the solids, and naturally it prevents infiltration also. If it prevents infiltration, water cannot go to the groundwater, so groundwater table will be lowered. And that is there in Bankura, Purulia, in many places also you will find that the water table is very low. And surface runoff disturbance, and there will be ecological disbalance, there will be runoff disbalance, there will be hydrological cycle disbalance, and you will get climate changes also. Nowadays you will find that in this winter season rainwater is coming. It is only one type of season is there, not only wet season, because of this thing, because of these consequences. Now this is the cooling tower, where from the huge amount of এই তো হয়ে গেল আর কি। You see, this is the water logging area. So these are the different type of consequence of the water cycle. So if you have any question, or if you want to know something, you can tell. Otherwise I am ending it here. কিছু জিজ্ঞাসা করার আছে? বই তোমরা সুব্রমণিয়াম বলে একটা বই আছে, ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং